A very good morning, Monday morning to our listeners out there. This is 89.7 Contact FM, and you're just in time for News Review this morning with me, your host, Michael Kiche. And of course, my panelists, some of you, I don't know, has somebody seen a lion out there? Who's seen lion out there? I'm looking for Lion and Albert. Where are they, Bana? Where are they? Moses?
Yes, morning, Michael.
Morning to you.
How was the weekend?
My weekend was awesome.
Back to work on Monday.
Interesting. Yes, but ask me what I did over the weekend.
Tell me about it.
I was just sleeping.
Interesting, Mike. Now it's another Monday.
But take note,
Yeah.
by myself,
Yes.
not with someone. I was just sleeping by myself.
I get it. I get the point. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Tell me, Michael, what's up today?
Things are looking bright on this, Monday morning.
Yes.
Quite good news, taking a look at RDB.
Yes.
Having, we celebrated the World Tourism Day over the weekend.
Yeah, actually, that's on Saturday. Yeah,
That's
I
on
followed
Saturday.
the events. Yeah,
Yes. And of course, I want to believe you're following up on that, and I'm impressed with how with what the figures that RDB are eyeing.
Yeah, the projections.
Yeah, their
Very
projections.
Very interesting.
At the same time, we're looking at our airports. Quite a lot to say about the airports within Rwanda.
Yes.
Again, looking at it's something positive, whatever they're reflecting. So maybe if we could just start. Just pick it up from the RDB. RDB are saying that they are eyeing $860 million in the next 2 years.
That's by 2017, actually.
Yes, that's by
yes.
2017. Now, last year they were able to collect $293 million out of tourism.
Yes.
And right now, listen what's in on their pipeline.
Yeah.
They're speaking of Kigali Convention Center, which is almost just about to be finished.
Yes.
They're thinking of finding investors to fund spa and golf hotels along Lake Kivu. They're thinking of putting up a cable car system over the volcanic, is it the volcanoes mountains?
Yeah, the volcanoes. Yeah. That's
Yes,
where we have
and
the
yes,
gorillas over
at the same time, they're thinking of building the cultural village in Kigali. So probably they're estimating to have growth of about 25% annually, in terms of tourism. But I don't know. Is this just an ambitious project?
No, Mike. I don't think. Okay, it's an ambitious one, yeah.
Yes.
But something that can come to a reality.
Yes.
If you've been following, the development of the tourism sector in Rwanda,
Right.
you really come to realize that RDB and the government, that's the government through RDB, is really doing a good job. Because as you understand, tourism is among the major exports that Rwanda has.
Yeah.
Basically,
Sure.
when you're looking at the figures when they grow on a yearly basis, it means someone is doing a good job. And Rwanda, we've been blessed by natural resources and stuff like that.
Yes.
This tourism sector is booming every other day.
Yes.
We are the country that only boasts of gorillas.
Yes.
The mountain gorillas.
Right.
It's a major tourism activity.
Yes.
That we can really invest on so much as a country and make sure that we boost the sector at large.
Let me say this. Just hold on that thought before we continue.
Yes.
From where I come from. When I remember when in secondary or primary school, if you are late for class, the teacher would just take a cane and hit you thoroughly. And that's what I feel like doing to Lion in Manzi. Lion, where have you been, man? Where have you been?
You know how many people have tried that and failed?
Where have you been?
Even my teachers were never able to
Come
hit me.
on, Lion. Remember,
I've been home. And where have you been? I've been in a
in the
weekend.
studio.
I've been in a weekend enjoying myself.
for the last
What have you
1.5
done?
hours I've been in the studio.
That's good, man. Good. You have to work hard for your money.
I think it
And
was
so you should. So you should, brother.
I work very hard for my money. Thank you very much.
Again, let me also remind you of the story of Samson and the lion in the Bible.
Yeah. Who cares for that?
I do. I'll tear you apart, Lion.
So tell me, which one are you? Are you Samson? or
I'm
are you
Samson.
the
Of
lion?
course, you are Lion, and I'd love to tear you
Where is your
apart.
hair? You are the old version of Samson.
Can't you see this?
You are bald Samson?
No, I'm a current generation Samson.
You are Samsung then.
Yeah, I'm Samsung.
Yeah, now man, I was enjoying my weekend.
Yes.
I enjoyed my weekend. My kids had their birthdays.
Oh,
so you can imagine
interesting.
waking up was not the easiest.
Was it
thing
just
to
a family
do.
affair? Why couldn't you invite me over for that?
Because I don't like you guys.
Ryan, I mean, you say
That's
that
a nice one, man.
on,
You
on,
want
on
me
live
to lie to
podcast
you? I've said it to Jackie. I'll say it to you.
again.
So someone is growing old, yeah?
Yeah, there's a problem here. I'm sensing. Albert should be made aware of this. Somebody's
Yes.
about to resign on air.
I haven't invited him either.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but it's a good time. It's a good
Yes.
time, anyways.
Okay.
So tourism. So how do you figure tourism is an export? Please explain that to me. Are we exporting our gorillas? Are we exporting our... What exactly? Has someone been smuggling our
Doing a
things
good-
out of the country? that-
Without the knowledge of the government.
I know. That's why we're having those baby gorillas every year. Someone keeps
Disappearing.
exporting them, so we need some new ones.
Moses should tell us more.
Exporting? There we go again.
Moses is
It's
telling
Monday
us.
again?
It's
You
Monday.
guys have been
Welcome
supporting
to
me.
the show. Welcome
You
to the
guys have
show.
been supporting me.
He said that tourism is one of the biggest exports of Rwanda. So I'm sitting here trying to figure
Really?
out how so? How do we do it?
Well, we don't have lions anymore. You're the only one that is.
That's
the only
why
lion we have
you
here.
guys have been exporting them. But I see what you mean, brother. I see
You
what
get it, you
mean.
get
yeah,
it,
I get it. We're coming out of the weekend.
Yes.
There is thanks God it's Friday. That's God damn it, it's Monday.
TGIF.
God damn it, it's Monday.
It's man.
So it's a growing industry, right?
Yeah.
Tourism.
It's
Yeah,
growing.
it's
It's growing.
growing.
Actually, looking at the figures, they're very interesting. The projections the RDB is making, they're really
You
interesting.
know, let me share something with you guys that you might not know, but I remember like around 2000,
Yes.
even a bit, around those days, 2000, 2001. There was a French agency company that was chartering planes, and they were doing a killing in West Africa with very, very cheap planes. Very cheap air tickets, for West Africa, and you have all of this concept of Club Méditerranée, mass market tourism. They came to Rwanda and they say, guys, we're coming here as your savior here. We're trying to connect Rwanda to the rest of the world. With in those days there was only Brussels or Sabena, or what was it called? SN.
SM
SN in
Brussels.
the- SM Brussels
First
and those-
Sabinas, then
then,
SM
yeah.
Brussels, then now Brussels.
Brussels Airlines.
Yeah.
So there was only that one landing here, and Kenya Airways and Ethiopian. We didn't. I think we had something like an embryo of Rwanda, and these guys came here and they say, we want to connect Rwanda now. We're going to offer you very cheap tickets, and they came here and they thought that the deal was already signed. They had already booked. They had already even sold. And they say, the diaspora will be able to come every time, all the time, and and then surprise, surprise.
not going to Rome?
Rwanda said, you know what? We don't want you. And I thought, so what the heck? And these guys,
What was the reason?
well, Rwanda told them, you know what? We don't want to go for the type of tourism like Senegal or the mass market or even Kenya, blah blah blah. We prefer like Seychelles, like Mauritius, like high-end tourism only, because the scale we have would be easier to accommodate a high-end. And not to have too much impact on the ecosystem and all that. So they thought about it, and I thought to myself, we don't have tourism, and these guys are just saying that they want to go for high-end tourism. This was in 2000. Now, 14 years later,
It's up.
Things are
it's
changing.
there.
It's
I mean,
happening, yeah,
everyone
sure.
is like, hey guys, you know what? Maybe Rwanda was right. Other countries, like when I reading at the figures for Kenya, what is Kenya really getting from the industry?
Yes.
These are questions. I think Rwanda is milking more out of the tourism industry, even with a smaller scale, than Kenya with the mass market, because most of the money, in fact, is being paid out. With agencies, by the agencies.
Taking does that making a I mean, are you taking a look at the present situation in Kenya, whereas we are having the insecurity threat?
No.
Before
No,
you even
when,
go
when
there,
things
I think-
were
numbers.
nice, when things was fine,
Yes.
you had a lot of Dutch, German, bam coming into Kenya. But what Kenya was keeping from all of that is much lower compared to what Rwanda is getting from it.
So
from
you're
its-
talking about
Because-
basically the tourist who's in Europe, who's in America,
Exactly.
let's say,
Pays
goes
everything-
to an agency, pays
Exactly.
for the whole stay, so for the ticket,
Yes.
for the
Wow.
hotel, for
Everything.
the touring, and then maybe that agency has will give some crumbs to the
Exactly.
local market.
Exactly.
And, yeah. So,
You know,
But where the difference is,
Yes.
Yes.
is that because of the environment of Kenya, the other, let's say, collateral industries of like entertainment, they're reaping much more than
Yeah.
what Rwanda is getting.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Because people come here to Rwanda, spend the money, but then just for the gorilla, which is like I don't know, like $800 or $700 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, and
Per
then
visit,
and
yeah,
then just a room in a 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, whatever, and that's it. There's nothing else. You know?
Because basically, you know, I was even looking at the figures, you know, since the introduction of the single, you know,
Yes.
ESC tourism visa.
Yes,
You know,
I also wanted to bring that on
it
board.
comes up like Rwanda. Rwanda is the major, you know, beneficiary from that single visa, you know,
Not
tourism
really.
visa.
Not really. I really think here Kenya and Uganda will win a lot. Because of what?
Yes.
People will come here and with the same visa they will see the gorillas, blah blah blah, and then they go and entertain
Go back to
themselves
Kenya, yeah.
in
Or Uganda
Kampala
somewhere.
or whatever. You know, they because they didn't really come to
And now,
to sleep.
is it because what's happening in the entertainment industry that it does not match up to the
Now,
standards of
when
our
when a lounge or club owner calls you and says, "What is going on in this city?" They're locking up my DJs. They're picking up the equipment. And they pay and they make me pay fines of
make
1M of
They're
one
making noise over 80 decibels.
over 1M. I say, what kind of taxes am I going to pay at the end of the month? No, I was paying monthly taxes, but which one am I going to pay now?
Yes.
You know, but then when Albert speaks of that, it's a very interesting line, you know. Like on Saturday, I had some friends coming over. Then, okay, it was that thing of, you know, let's go out and, you know, have some boys' night.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very frustrating.
also referred
To move
as gay
around.
moments.
Well, it's a boys' night. You know, the thrill is fun. Oh,
I didn't know you were that kind of guy. Moses.
No. It happens once in a while.
Once in a while.
Once in a while,
So
comes that moment.
the thing is,
Don't
you know,
know,
I
now
know.
you know.
you know, Michael, it's around
You
2
know,
a.m.
Michael, you've been around that block.
I know. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you get it why I don't invite you guys.
you know, it's 2 a.m. for heaven's sake, and I'm moving all over Kigali. You know,
it's
we were doing this thing of bar hopping. You know,
Yeah.
and 2 a.m. Doors shut. Come on,
On Saturday night,
Which
huh?
Sarah is sleeping at 2 a.m.
You should have called
Saturday
the police and
night.
tell them it's too quiet.
I was going.
You're disturbed. I can't sleep when it's quiet like this.
So you see, you know, when you see such scenarios, then you
You
understand.
snoring. It's that quiet. You know.
I can hear myself think. I don't want to think. It's the weekend.
You know, it's very frustrating having a bar, you know, like having a beer on a Saturday night with music on a tweet, you know, what do you call it, tutor or something?
Yeah.
On a tutor.
I
It
think-
doesn't make sense.
Moses was passionately
Talk of the entertainment
mad
industry
at
now
these
in
guys.
Rwanda.
No, it's understandable. But then, coming back to what we were saying,
Yes.
I can see a failure in this country from some authorities to link the entertainment to tourism.
Absolutely.
There's a failure to do that, to understand that it's tourism for the locals and for the foreigners.
Very true.
When, and every time it never fails. Sometimes every time people visit this country, they're done with whatever business brought them here. They had some meetings. They say, we want to have fun. People will call you up. They say, you sound like a guy who knows your way around town. Where can I go for some good live
I'm a
music?
contact, by the way.
Then I start thinking. I say, am I? Yeah, because I can hear myself. Because there's no music.
It's all way too quiet.
But you know, no, but let me tell you guys, this weekend I had a party for my kids. I was scared to even pop up the volume.
That is it.
I was
Somebody's gonna tap on your
expecting,
door.
so I figured let me show you how I'm going to play this one.
Yes.
Let me invite one big police shot. So that way they come.
invited all
Let's
over
talk to your
town.
brother.
You covered, yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting invited all over town
Yeah.
just
So
because.
when he left, I was so soon. I still need you.
You are getting married.
Palm.
You know,
Yeah.
I guess that's why Lion did not find use for us in that party.
No, you would have spoiled the thing. The police would have said, I think it's those guys. It must be Moses. Talk again. You see? Over 80 decibels.
Show business. And indeed,
That's right.
tourism is part of that show business. And if you don't link tourism with entertainment,
Then you're having it wrong somewhere,
You're
sure.
missing
Big
like
time.
50% of the whole thing.
That's right.
true.
Whatever we're making there in those numbers on that this analog copy of a digital media online there, well, is you could double it if you would bring in entertainment.
Very true.
And it's crazy because they will always call everyone to have a party for gorilla naming and you say, okay, until what time, when do you close when do you turn off the amplifier? No, it's getting too much.
Even
now.
the gorilla naming is not entertaining enough to my taste. Well, from time to time they bring some artists, but the kind of pressure they put them on. I remember one time they had Baby Cool here. Then he comes, starts performing. He's like, okay, tell him it's done.
over.
We need to listen to a speech of the Prime Minister. I was like, what the hell? But the guy just went on stage. So you are paying him this money to come all the way here.
You imagine, you think that the guy who'd come all the way over from I don't know, Chechnya or is Uzbekistan or whatever, come here to name a gorilla, see Baby Cool or whatever his name is. Isn't that the guy that we banned on this?
No,
on
it's
this?
not him.
It's not him.
It's
Okay,
some other guy.
all right, okay. 89, and the guy sees Baby Cool.
You know, when it comes to Ugandan entertainers, you will get tired in trying to ban them. You might as well just look the other way.
Yeah. It's safer that way.
And we love them very much.
Yeah.
we
Yes.
look the other way.
Yeah.
That makes me think. You guys might not take this one, but people who understand Kinyarwanda might understand it. Kirundi and Kinyarwanda is very similar.
Yeah, sure.
Very, very similar. But sometimes the same sounds provokes another understanding of the sound.
Totally deep.
Yes. In Kinyarwanda, in Kirundi, if you say Rabirja Mhene, it means look at that goat. But if in Kinyarwanda, if someone tells you Rabirja Mhene, you tell him, okay, Jiravuba.
Look the other side so I can bend over.
You see? So he said, look at the other side. It made me think of that difference that you have.
Yeah. A different meaning now.
You know, if I go to Burundi, I tell I'm not that kind of guy. Let me call Moses.
So why would you go to gorilla naming and listen to the PM?
It doesn't make sense.
You're there for fun.
Yeah.
You're there to enjoy. You're there just to make something special.
Unless the PM is going to break out in some karaoke.
Can I rap? Do you want to rap?
Oh,
What was
guys,
that?
no.
What was
You spoke about something. Karaoke, man. I love karaoke, you guys. It's part of the entertainment. You
It's
guys.
too loud.
Absolutely.
It's too loud.
Let me tell you one thing. Okay, my own study, most of these foreign tourists who come to Kigali, they love karaoke spots.
Absolutely.
You can always find these guys there. I bet.
Especially
But
the
right now,
Japanese.
as we are speaking, you guys, I think most of the karaoke's in Kigali have been shut down. You have that information?
Absolutely.
They say it's news pollution. So what are we looking at? We are killing our own entertainment industry. Now, when you ask the authorities, okay, most of the guys I've been speaking to, on a personal note, the bar owners and everything, they tell you that the reason they're being given for the shutdown is they register their business as bar and restaurants. At the end of the day, they're running something like a club,
Or it means
making too
they're
much
operating
noise.
and
So they're operating
more
a
often
different
operating
business
beyond the
and a
limits,
different business,
time
you know,
limits that
business
they're
license.
But
allocated.
it's not unusual to have music in a bar.
That's
It's
my
a
reasoning,
choice.
basically. That's
But
my
That's
reasoning.
why I tell you. Yeah, exactly. To piggyback on what you just said, is that there's a failure to understand even this industry. So you want to regulate it, but you don't even know what you are regulating.
Exactly.
Very true.
Yeah, you don't even know, because it is not unusual to have a DJ in a bar. It's not unusual to have a live band in a bar. It's not unusual to have entertainment in a bar. That's the whole point of going to a bar.
You know, talking about that, and maybe RDB should have a look into that. You know how much Paris is spending in surveying why people go to Amsterdam, why they go to Berlin, why they go to London. Sometimes when the influx is lowering, you know,
Yes.
and because they understand that it's not just the Tour Eiffel, it's not just the museum, it's the whole of Paris, the whole entertaining part of it, and the same in Berlin, the same in Amsterdam, and the same here. We should wonder, why do people go to Kampala?
Imagine,
Okay.
so speaking of Kampala, imagine this, that a few years back, there was tensions during election time in Uganda. So some of the foreigners who lived there actually came here, they exiled themselves for the weekend, saying, okay, we never know. Let's just come here and see how this thing is going.
Yes.
Yes.
Now they were so bored out of their minds here, and they said, you know what? We would much rather the bullets over there. We're going back to
Now
Kampala.
have the fun.
Now how is that? How do you figure that?
Now let me ask you guys, who's supposed to take the bull by its horns in this matter? Is it about the policy makers? Is it the law enforcement, or is it the entertainment industry?
but
It
we
is
need-
also the industry. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys, they're just there. They say, I open my club, I open my restaurant, and all that, and then they're being invited by the authority, and they just take it. And it doesn't work like that. I mean, why in the world do they have associations? You know,
Yeah,
if they have
right.
association, they could raise
the issue.
Yeah,
the
talk
issue,
of the bonus
and then come
associations
and
and
then
the likes.
and then they would call also the authority and say, you know what, we do have issues here.
Yes.
You know, but they don't, and that's the problem. It should be an interactive thing. I mean, because the authority, at the end of the day, they know they are doing well. You know, because they have the numbers, they have this, they have a plan. You know, and they can't see what they don't know. It's not their business to run restaurants. It's not their business to be in the entertainment industry, you know. So they could discover it if these guys would come up with something and say, you know, this is our industry. This is the way it is. I mean, look at you go to Chibagabaka. You have open air, a pool, nyama choma, blah blah blah. It's Saturday, it's Sunday afternoon. You would like to enjoy your Saturday and Sunday in open sky. This is Africa. We're not in Siberia.
Yeah.
You know, you'd like to be there. You know, and hey, a little bit of volume, a little bit. You know,
Sound, yeah.
you cannot. So this guy is there now with his pool, with his nyama choma, and nobody comes. Nobody comes.
Because nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening.
And
It's all
even
mute.
if it happened, we've had that kind of situation
Yes,
where you have the public, but then all it takes is one time, two times for the police to show up and shut down the music and pack up your equipment for people to stop going there, because they say when we go to this place, there's always a problem. When we go
yes.
to some other places, they
Yes,
never
that's
seem
right.
to.
Yeah.
They seem to be in the good books
So,
of whatever.
Like
it's
I really don't understand how Planet Lounge at KBC is making noise. For who?
Seriously.
You can't.
There.
You can't
No
even hear them
residentials
in the
around
I mean, there
market.
is
Please.
nothing residential, but you
Yeah.
will find how many times that the police come there.
You
and-
can't
and-
even
and
hear
shut
them
down
in
the
the
music.
parking lot.
No, but
You know, like look at town here near the roundabout, the Tigo roundabout. Look at the new lemon tree. They shut it down the other
But
day.
they really need to have a conversation, because now you go to places. The other day I went to Milcolin for the happy hour. It wasn't so happy. It wasn't so pleasant either.
it was
because
sad hour.
these poor guys, they're trying. They're trying to go lower than what the instrument can actually allow them to go to. There's a minimum. After that, it's silence. So they're trying to make it as low as possible.
You know, but-
then,
and
then
it couldn't
why
work
would you
out.
come there?
I'm
Why
thinking,
would
you
you
know,
buy the
that-
beer and watch
that-
music that you can't
then,
hear?
then put goldfishes in
No, I think we should introduce
I told
something.
them,
You
I
know,
told these guys, what happened to you guys? It used to be fun. I said, my friend, did you see the tangazo from the police? We are not trying to go to jail. I said, well,
if we
I
have
can talk louder than you're playing
you know,
music.
a friend DJ told me one thing. Now, what they're going to do? They're going to advise us. You know, as the revelers.
Yes.
Once you go into a club, carry your headphones. That is it. Put on the headphones.
At least-
Enjoy the music. That is it.
and dance to your own music.
That's your music. And have a
Now
beer.
that's an idea.
But I think that will be insane. I mean, you'd rather just have your headphones at home.
Yeah.
Sit-
But that
sit
shows
back
that,
and
that
relax and-
people, different institutions and the industry are not talking to each other.
Yes. Very
Now, RDB, in charge of tourism, needs to be part of that conversation.
That's
needs
right.
to say, okay,
that is the other part.
The
You-
mayor, I'm surprised. I'm sure we're not in times of war. We understand that we're trying to have a clean city. We're trying to have a
With
disciplined
the
city.
very
Yes.
contrary of
But-
time of war. We're in
Exactly.
a time of deep peace.
Exactly.
And we want to enjoy
so
peace.
now
Yeah.
we part of his job and really I'm not trying to tell people how to do their jobs, but sometimes when they fail at it, it's good to remind them. Part of the job of the mayor in any other city, just like Albert said, who orders for that study? It is the mayor of
the
Paris
mayor.
who will say, I need people in my city. I'm not meeting the numbers. I need to see the city booming. So the mayor should think we are the capital city for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So at least we should wonder, why are people coming to Rwanda for tourism and they're just passing by and going to other places?
yes.
We should be asking, why did we the other day have Akon come and
Goma.
spend the night here to go to Goma?
And perform there, seriously.
And we find that normal? That's okay?
And
So-
he had
so-
nowhere to go out.
Yeah, exactly.
He had nowhere to go out.
So that it's just we that conversation going before making
Right?
big decisions.
Yes.
You have to that conversation going, understanding that it's not for the police to understand that. That I get.
Okay.
It's not their part. Their
No,
part
no,
is to say
to execute.
Yeah, they will execute the law. If they're told, okay, we don't want to hear noise, they say, aye, sir, good to go. But so they need to be part of the conversation and understand the logic of some noise and how it is good for the economy to have that kind of noise.
But imagine even today during daytime, I'm staying there. Like, if I would be staying like around, I'll be working in town with all those cranes, the bling, the bomb, the blang. What? And then what? If I go and complain and say I hear all of those cranes because they're way above 80.
That's part of the pollution, sure.
So it doesn't make sense, and especially when people say, "Well, until today, I still believe that you can only rule out on this thing on objective basis. You know,
Yes.
if you have no instrument that can measure it, then that thing doesn't work.
And
I mean,
and-
it doesn't work because
and-
any
and-
neighbor
And
can.
the mayor was clear.
Exactly.
Was even here on the
Exactly what I was
interview.
going to
Yes.
say, yes.
And he said that in the meantime, there's
In what
no
meantime?
use of
In what
such
but that-
noise measuring
it-
equipment.
No, he said two things that are very shocking to me. Number one, that all it takes is for your neighbor to hear it. Doesn't even say that it has to be loud. As long as your neighbor hears it
And-
it's
and
a
that's
and
noise.
complains about it, that's enough for him. Then he said, well, I am the city because I represent the city.
Yes.
But you are part of the city, but we are the city.
We are the city.
We
We
have
are the
to have a
people.
conversation.
The people.
And these things, sometimes people in authority, in positions like that, fail to see it. We are part of one team, and we want to see the city grow.
Yes.
We want to attract tourists. We want to have
And
fun
keep them.
ourselves. Before
Yeah.
tourists have fun, we want to have fun. I
Very
want to
true.
be able to go out and enjoy my salary
You know,
whenever it comes.
when Lion speaks of that, I remember.
He said in the presence of his boss.
I remember, when Lion speaks of that.
Yes.
The last time I had a sitting with Yasmin of RDB, asked a very simple question. Like, okay, we're having a discussion. Let me say discussion. To me, to my understanding, I think RDB as a body or the government is concentrating too much on foreign tourism than it is on local tourism. You know, like I was asking one thing. Why should somebody come from the Netherlands, visit the gorillas? There is a kid schooling in Musanze, some primary school in Musanze, next to the gorillas, and has never set
seen.
eye on these gorillas.
Yes.
So it means, there are some mechanisms that we are not putting in place to promote our own domestic tourism. We're only looking at, catching the big figures from outside. And we are forgetting at the same time.
And
And
I
even
remember.
if they don't go, even if they don't see the gorillas, for that, it can sit well with me. I don't care personally to see the gorillas. I've seen them on TV; they look nice.
But they look even
then-
much more
Yeah.
better in real life.
That's television tourism.
Very true.
In Musanze, Musanze should be a very vibrant city.
Exactly.
So that the people, when they come down from the volcano to see the
wanna
gorillas,
stay there.
they want to stay there. There's
There's
clubs,
life
there's
there,
bars. You can
sure.
sit outside. There is nothing. You see in front of Amahoro Stadium, we have where it's commonly called Mijina.
Yeah.
That place used to be chaotic. Now they went there, they cleaned it up. It looks very nice. If you ever go to Europe, you see it will remind you of some of their strips where you have many bars like that. People sit at the outside,
The
pavement,
and,
yeah,
and,
sipping
and
a
then
beer.
you enjoy the view and you hear some music. It was very vibrant. And then after this Tangazo, boom, go to Mijina. You will feel very sad.
Yes.
You will think we're in
Everything's
Tundamo.
off.
You think, okay, what is going
Okay.
on? All these people drinking and no music.
Mike wanna send us somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
he's got
right.
The headphones.
You're the one who called for us.
Yeah,
Now you have
now
to deal with us.
all right.
Now you
So,
wish we were more late.
I think these guys have given us deep expressions pertaining the matters tourism, matters entertainment, and I just want to leave that at that.
Just a message.
Yes, please.
Police needs to be at the forefront of MICE tourism for tourism to succeed. I vote for Kigali as East Africa's most boring city. This is a message coming in from one of our listeners.
I second that
Oh yes,
motion, brother. I
that's the
second
same
that
MICE.
motion.
MICE
Oh,
tourism,
sister.
which stands for meetings, incentives, conferences, and events. And I think that's an initiative also launched by RDB. Yes, so I think things need to change when it comes to entertainment industry, right? But let me just also move you to yet another story.
We still got time.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we still have time.
Oh,
And,
we have time for Matters News.
Yeah, we have time for Matters News.
No, because
And,
maybe Anangwe starts sweating already for his one-on-one.
I think the 1-on-2 he had this morning wore him out.
Yes, the one on two was so
One
hot.
on two in the morning.
Okay, that's why he had this
I
action.
listened
About the
to them in the
mother-in-law.
morning.
Yeah,
I listen to them in the morning and I say, why would you subject yourself to that kind of torture every day? Every day.
It's too much.
getting bounced
And then
on
the
it.
weekend you go home with one of them. I would kick them all out.
And
Does he
I
change
would tell
every,
my mother to move
does he
in.
change every weekend? Does he switch?
They're not interchangeable.
Lion, I played it safe. I didn't want to contribute to the topic today.
No, I told them, if you don't respect my mother, get the hell out of my house.
Now, on to other matters. We are looking at our airport. There's news about the airports. Now, we are looking at Kamembe Airport. Kamembe Airport is set to undergo renovation. There is an allocated fund of 5.1 billion. They say this.
So the Bujesera airport has now moved to Kamembe?
Yeah.
No, wait.
We're not yet done with
wait.
Bujesera.
Bujesera, they're not done with it. In fact, that I'll also talk about that. But at Kamembe Airport, they're looking at this particular, expansion and renovation program. The runway, they want to, take it to 2.2 kilometers. They're saying that it will have short-term effects, negative that is, for the time
Really?
it will
How?
be closed.
Okay. But was there much traffic
November.
there apart from Rwanda? Is there anything else going at Kamembe?
What's exciting there?
I still have a message coming in. I have to share this one. Parliament recently released a report about Rwandans being the happiest people in Africa. I think the survey was carried out within the parliament only.
So it was only the parliamentarians who are happy.
Even if it was just the parliamentarians, they themselves know that they're not the happiest bunch. If you want to hang out with
Maybe
people,
they're happy
you're not
within the
gonna say,
house.
what are you guys doing? I feel like inviting you guys over.
Yes.
Let's put some motions in order.
Right?
Let's bring some motion to the ocean.
So,
So tell us, Mike, what's exciting about Kamembe?
so
Tell us about it.
at Kamembe, I'm excited. That,
Why?
the
Are
con-
you
the-
from there?
No, listen to this. Listen to this. The contract to do
Yes.
the expansion and the renovation
You got the
has
tender.
been awarded to China Road and Bridge Corporation Company.
And we all know how
Awesome.
you feel about the Chinese.
Awesome.
Lulu will be very happy too.
Somebody doesn't want the Chinese around here.
No, man, I love the Chinese.
Yes.
I love the Chinese. They have nice food.
They have nice food. So
And
they
they
have actually
invented
been
doggy
given that,
bags.
that tender. Looking at Kigali International Airport was actually undergoing renovation. It's coming to an end this month.
Yeah, here it's very nice. People are going there.
$17 million
Yeah,
was allocated to that.
just watch my tweets.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I mean, I tweeted
A picture, I remember that.
a couple of pictures
I
of.
saw some pictures from outside. So I'm curious
yeah.
to see the inside. How is it?
Ah,
Are people allowed to go in?
of course, of course.
They've increased the terminal gates from 2 to 6. So I think
Yeah.
they're
Where
doing
in
much,
Kamembe?
they're doing much better. And then of course the
But
Bugesera
when
International
they
Airport
say
is also there.
Kamembe Airport will boost tourism industry, fine, but that's a slogan. How?
That is the question.
I imagine are they referring to Nyungwe? Is it bringing people closer to the Nyungwe forest, whatever, a park?
In the-
whatever
but-
it's
but,
called.
how far is
Okay, but what
Nyungwe
does
from
what
Kigali?
does the analog copy of the digital media online say?
in terms of what?
Of what? How will Kamembe Airport upgrade the boost the tourism industry?
When you say
this guy
when you
is-
say about boosting tourism, it makes me question one thing. Are we having a traffic jam at the Kanombe Airport? Are we having figures coming in more than that it can accommodate? Because another thing,
No, I think basically the reason why there is that expansion and renovation is because they're saying that the airport was run down.
So,
yeah,
uh,
that definitely. I
there's
imagine
need.
it is.
There's need to.
I imagine it is. It's been there
yeah.
for the longest time.
yes.
But now coming to that boosting the tourism thing
Yes.
is maybe because if I try to speculate that by the road, maybe going to Nyungwe or places like that is not the most pleasant thing.
But that's part of the tourism part.
It's part of
I
the
mean,
experience.
because
enjoying,
of course.
But
the
people
scene
have
as
been
you move.
throwing up their guts. You see, have you been to that road
you
lately?
need to drive there once in your life.
If you're going that
So
way, please don't take boiled eggs and
Have your stomach empty,
and
you know?
peanuts. It is not pleasant for the people who are with you when you start throwing up.
You'd have to make a couple
You
of
would much rather
stopovers.
be going there with the goats. At least it farts better.
But I would think that it will also support the Eastern Congo to be less landlocked because
as a link, yeah.
as a link, yeah,
Very true.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because they say it has been serving quite a number of flights between Congo, Burundi, and Rwanda.
Only that the Congolese still don't understand because they have a visa for going.
No,
to
and they have to. It's really telling when a guy like Akon, when an international superstar going to Congo has to pass through Rwanda. So it's very telling.
but he's
of
going.
How
He's going.
important.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but he's going to Goma.
Exactly.
Just to
What are
show
you saying, that it's part of Rwanda?
how landlocked Goma is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's much better to their advantage to be in the good books of Rwanda, or at least
But they don't know.
Yeah,
They
should.
They should go for that survey for Amsterdam and Berlin too.
No, sure.
But at least there's more fun in Goma.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
Fair enough.
Even in times of war, there is more fun in Goma than
it
there
is
is in
over here.
Kigali.
Yeah.
But there's more security in Kigali.
Yes. All right. Now, let me just take you outside Rwanda a little bit.
Finally.
Do you have
of
the
course-
visa for that?
Oh,
I have a signal. Well, we can go with the ID. We can walk all the way
right,
to
right,
Mombasa.
now we
you're
can just
taking
find
a-
a way.
Well, it depends on
the-
where he's
Our
taking us.
national ID.
Maybe
I saw
all the way
maybe
to
he's
the
taking
coast.
us to Canada.
to Canada. No, we don't get a visa for Canada. Guys, by the way, I saw a map from the Ottoman Empire, from 1803. When you see the whole coast there, that Kenya claims to be Kenya.
Yes.
Was Somalia. Was Somali, you know? So you guys are.
That's a very serious
You
thing.
gotta be land.
Very, very serious thing.
I mean, Lamu and all that, Mombasa, Somali.
At least now Kenya owns it.
True, very true, very true. So outside,
Quite, outside, of
Where
course,
are you
now I just want to
taking
take you
us?
to Kenya.
Not that part, I hope.
But the Kenyans who decided to go to Berlin and do wonders there.
Okay.
Yeah, Kenyan Dennis Kimeto, the guy who broke the world record.
Of what?
The marathon world record.
yeah,
He's just been breaking all world records. He can eat the most.
Yeah, so Dennis Kimeto broke the marathon world record.
again,
and
he's
just-
gonna have to pay for that.
Exactly, in just a minute less than the previous world record. So
A minute.
yes, the previous one was in 2 minutes, 3 seconds, and 13.
2 hours, 2 hours.
I mean,
Not
2
2
hours.
minutes.
2
Yeah,
hours,
40
3
minutes.
minutes.
What kind of
39%.
marathon?
45K, 45K. It's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Guys, it's Flash. You know?
Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yes.
Arriba, arriba. Swing.
Let me ask you, Michael.
Yes.
It's like you followed that marathon. Was Rwanda participating in that? Tell me something.
Oh, sure.
Did we field some guys for that?
I didn't.
I still
personally,
wonder.
I
I
haven't
still
seen
wonder after all
Rwanda
of this
in this.
time. You know,
I've not
20
seen Rwanda
years
in all
later,
this.
we've been rebuilding so many things, but the sports
The
industry.
sport is
I mean,
still
you know,
way, way, way
you
low.
know
Way
when
behind.
when you think about the bikes, it took American guys to come here, feel like, hey, these guys have talent,
Yeah.
and they've gave it the right push. So now it is, of course, the guys from the cycling federation. They're doing great. They're doing great.
Because actually, I saw like one of our guys was position 120. You know, they just finished.
Yeah,
the, you know,
but
the
Let
UCI
me
World
guess.
Championship. So which
Leon
means if-
Shuti? That's the only guy we know.
No, but it's
that is it, man.
but the Rwandan team is doing good, and the Tour of Rwanda is now being incorporated in the big tours that international cycling sports, blah blah blah, whatever.
You know,
People
like
love
you
to
know,
come-
like I always say, Albert. I think what's killing our sporting industry in Rwanda is this dependency that our sporting industry has on the government. You know, if we had the right sponsorship in sport in Rwanda, I think sport could be really doing great.
Okay.
We are looking at a national team entirely depending.
Okay.
Moses.
Okay, Moses,
Let me-
hold
let
on.
me-
Just hold on that thought. Just hold on that thought.
Okay.
Yeah, because speaking of dependency on
Illegal
the
substances.
government.
Yes.
That's an
I-
African thing.
Yes,
I know it
That's-
is. I
That's,
know it
that's
is.
one.
Yeah.
And two, I still the reality is that government has a role in it.
I know.
And the question is
It does.
to what extent? That is one. Two, something like sports. I'll be very particular with the Kenyan scenario. What I've seen made the Kenyan scenario change is the fact that when we had these how do we call these? These are the
Races?
national,
National?
not the broadcasters, the DSTV, the likes. Yes, when they came on board, what they decided is they moved into sport industry and invested in sport in the sense of they give it that coverage, right?
Mike, can I
Specific.
stop?
And when they did that,
Can I stop
when
you?
they did that, again we saw that sudden shift in Kenyan sports, whereas it's getting better day by day.
Yeah.
But you guys, you shut me up. I didn't even make my point.
Moses.
I didn't make my point.
No.
Okay, Albert, I'm listening.
I mean, you're going into the right direction.
Yeah.
I just want to say,
Yes,
like indeed, what Mike was telling you, you only get sponsors if you get exposure.
Very
Right.
true.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, if no one see you,
Nobody.
You have to
who is
perform
going-
actually before you get the sponsorship.
No, it's not
yeah.
just the performance. It is also what he was saying. DSTV, well, let's put it this way.
Yes.
Supersport understand the power of sports,
yes.
and bringing the sports into your house and being you part of the whole celebration of the global celebration of the continental celebration and all that. That's why, and it's at such a point that Super Sports has 15 channels with 15 different sports,
Yes.
and it's all making money, you know. So indeed, in Kenya, whether it is for athletics or soccer, television came in the game, and it has elevated the whole industry
Yes.
upwards,
To another level.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not about government and private, all of that. But the point is, indeed, that there need to be people who really grow. I mean, you need to grow something, you know.
And who are these people?
And your
Who are these
potential.
people we're talking about?
And
What are
what
these
I
people?
see these days, and that we used to have back in the day when I was in high school,
Yes.
there's a lot of sporting events in the schools and that involved all the schools of the country.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't see that happening anymore. So how do you spot the talents?
'Cause
How do
actually
you know
it's
that
nurturing
there
the
is
talent itself.
potential?
Yeah.
Because it can only come from there. It's slowly with the kids. You all play, and then you are naturally geared towards something. You see. I remember some big talents back in the day who were good at the 100 meter. Some were good at the marathon. We had all these things, and then all of a sudden, I understand now. Of course, everything came to a halt in '94. But now, in rebuilding ourselves, if we want to make a big push, then it has to be reintroduced in the schools,
Yes.
and to that scale. So that before we talk about involving the government, we say, okay, we do have the talents.
Very
We
true.
do need you to do your advocacy, and we do need maybe this. We need these stadiums. We need whatever, and we need you to help us attract those sponsors here. So it's difficult to do it. It seems
But
to me
are we-
in Rwanda. Wait, hold on just a second.
Yes, please.
It's difficult in Rwanda, not just for sports. All industries run to the government for help. Well, they are not doing their part.
Very
and even
true.
the music industry, even the
You're
film
not
industry.
you're not giving
Yeah.
reason to receive that money. You understand? Because
And
like, you know,
and
it
doesn't
was
even
interesting.
have
Like no,
to be about just receiving money. That's where I contend. It's not. It shouldn't just be. It's having the right kind of policies, knowing that you're on board with this. You will give us the right kind of support, so that, for example, we don't start doing something and invest in something, and then another branch of government comes and says, stop it all. We don't want to hear this. We don't want this. So
But
we need
I
to-
want to bring in
before
I
you
want
chip
to-
in, Michael, just a
yes.
minute. You know, like what Len is talking about. Like you know, you saw in 2011. The under 17 football team was at Brazil playing in the World Cup. It was something very good for the country.
Yes.
Then, you know, we had, this excitement about the Ferwafa Footballing Academy that was, looking for young talent.
Yes.
But, right now, if you ask the Ferwafa official, he could actually tell you the academy is up and running. But the thing is, up and running, doing what? What's the impact? So what I'm talking about, Albert, before you chip in is how good, as Lion was saying, are we nurturing our talent? Are we, supporting this local talent, the young talent, to grow up and be part of the national team in future? That's why we keep having the likes of Bidoris coming in.
I know from a cricket freak or a cricket guru that there is plenty of inter-school sports going on, and Lion is invited to the 9th schools cricket finals next weekend tournament going on for a month.
Yeah,
but in fact we don't even know about it.
That's
That-
great.
Yes,
Yeah,
cricket.
No,
But
but
that's
it's
great.
It's good.
I mean,
No, it's
that's-
baseball on volume.
Yeah. It's a
like
great thing,
in
but
slow
it
motion
needs
type
to
of-
be more vibrant. I remember we used to come here at Eto Kitrukiro, and it was a nice thing to see just all these
crowd
schools
and-
coming there and was
Lifting
the
for
district
a whole
cups,
weekend.
Guys,
Yes,
But I wanted you to take note of something. That
We are.
again, talking of sports, there are spectators, right?
Right.
And I don't know what's also being done
Exactly.
to make
You're
these
right.
people come.
Yeah.
I mean, to be here and just encourage these teams, to continue doing what they do best.
Because after that, you can get sponsors.
Yes, because I think Kigali was mad during Sekafa, people all over. Then after that, it just became again a dead city. That's one. But two, critical thing that I've seen again, yet added to the sports industry within Kenya, entertainment is also a part of it again.
Yes.
There's always
Absolutely.
entertainment as a part of that.
Yeah, there is a match going up, at around 10:30 in
Yeah.
the night. I want to watch that match
Yeah,
in
so
a bar.
I don't know what's being done for the spectators. What's being done to make the spectator just have the
Hey,
more
you,
the
you don't
urge
want
to
the
be
police
there.
to come in and take about all the loudspeakers and
Some guys are shouting for a goal that somebody scored,
Oh, the neighbors. Close the game.
The game is over.
The neighbor can hear noise. No, but definitely
You see,
all
all these
of
things
those
are-
things
Yes.
are needed, and so there's a need, like you just rightly put it,
Yes.
to feel that we are vibrant all the way through.
Yes.
That it's not just something that we shouldn't be even. For example, speaking of Sekafa, we shouldn't even be begging people to go to the stadium to fill up the stadium. It should be that it has been vibrant all the way along, and we are all part of it, even us as the media. Because
Right,
if you
right.
listen to some of our sports shows, you wouldn't want to follow anything local about sports.
But let me tell you something. I know people will hate me for this because
But they hate
sports,
you. They hate you
they
already.
already.
That-
yeah.
I can confirm
they,
that.
they hate me even more after this.
Yeah.
But is it? I really don't understand, because the sports shows are the shows people listen most to. Most people listen to the sports show, and there is in most of the shows absolutely nothing than trash. You know,
Very- no,
sports
very true,
show
very
is
true.
about, you go to a super sports and it's about celebration. It's about sharing. You're all together. You're just passionate about things.
Yes.
And sports shows here, it's about the trash. It's about the guys haven't been paid. The coach is doing this. blah,
Somebody
blah,
resigned.
And not just the real game, not just the game. The
It's
game itself.
not. It's not. It's never about the strategy. It's not about the choice of the
The players
And it's
when,
not
even
about,
when they
you know,
do it, they do
never.
it in passing to get to that juicy stuff where
Yes.
they
Yes.
will concentrate most of their time.
Right.
Yes.
And it's very true also for the entertainment shows that now they're trending on the same thing, and you listen to it, you wouldn't want to follow your local stars, your local entertainers, because all you ever hear from them, from the media about them, is the negative stuff. So I don't really care to know that so and so was drunk. I don't care that that so and so fell on stage. I care to know, okay, what's happening, what's going on, and
Yes.
Tell me the good
they,
things.
They need to keep a good relationship with them, because they are your bread and butter. They're the ones you need. You will need. You need their music. You need to invite them. You need to know what's going on.
Okay.
And I would like to think that if you're a journalist, a sports journalist, is because you love sports.
Yes.
You love journalism, but you love sports. There's a
Not
reason
the
why you went
voyeurism.
there
Very
and
true.
you didn't go
It's
somewhere.
the passion
Yes.
for the
If
sports.
you became an
actually.
entertainment journalist, I imagine it's because you love the entertainment
Entertainment.
industry.
Yeah.
So don't shoot it in the foot and tell it, okay, but keep running. That's not nice.
Nobody's
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for your contributions this morning. This has been News Review on 89.7 Contact FM. As usual, we do it here from Monday to Friday. Monday and Friday is 1 hour. So it's time to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot for your time, Lion Imanzi.
I wonder if we're still
Moses?
gonna call it a news review, or we're gonna call it an opinion review.
Opinion
Yeah.
review.
It's an opinion review.
Yeah.
It's we should just call it Rwanda's necessary noise.
Now the panelists are calling for
I
rebranding.
like that.
That's a management decision.
Necessary noise.
RNM.
We'll
I love
see
the
about
tag.
that.
Yeah,
See
but there's
about
a,
that.
there's a band called
Yeah.
Necessary Noise. Huh?
Yes.
Somewhere in
Yeah.
East Africa.
Yes.
Kenya.
In Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Somalia, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
no,
it's on
no,
the
no.
coast.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Kenya.
The jury is still
So
out
let's
on
look
that
at
one.
copyright. When you suggest that, let's look at
That's why I
copyright.
put the
So okay, thank you guys.
Wonderful day.
Do have a good day and be safe.
You too, Michael. We
Good morning.
appreciate it.